No organization is responsible for the content of this video. All errors and omissions are the sole responsibility of myself, David Iverson. This video must not be your only source of information. Please attend official USSA educational opportunities. Please download official USSA educational materials. Okay, so now most of you are going to figure this out on your own. But what you really need to do when you're timing a race is you need to have a scratch sheet right next to you at all times, and you need to just jot down notes on the scratch sheet whenever something happens that you don't get a chance to deal with immediately, then make a note of it. Okay, so what are some examples? Some examples is somebody says that you hear on the radio that bib 34 DQ'd. So radio cues and says bib 34 DQ'd. Well, we're not going to know that bib 34 DQ'd until we have the gate judge card come down with a clear disqualification. But I want to have in the back of my mind the fact that that happened, and I want to make sure that that's something that I'm checking for later in the day. So I'm just going to write 34 DSQ question mark, and I'm just going to put that, and I'm going to probably put a circle around it because my scratch sheet is going to be my scratch sheet. Now I need a hand time, so I need a hand time for bib 65. So right on my scratch sheet I'm just going to go do 65 HT finish start elapsed, and their finish was 10:31 21 59, and their start was 10:31 0.48. Doing a real quick one. 1 1 1 1 1. So they're on course for 1 minute 11 seconds and 11 hundredths. Okay, so I just did that really quick because I got to keep the race moving. Okay, and then suppose I had okay, so now suppose 83, I got a false finish that was kind of right before or right after 83. Now I think that I dealt with it correctly, but I'm not sure. So rather than taking a whole lot of time right during the race, I think that I assigned 83 their correct time. But I'm going to want to double check at the end of the race. So then I just put it on my scratch sheet and I double check it. Okay, so then the race ends and we come down and we're sort of doing things, and the referee comes in and he looks at the gatekeeper cards, and we're filling out the ref report, and we decide that yes, in fact, bib 34 did disqualify, and so then it's taken care of. So I just cross it out. And then we look, and I either resurrect bib 65's time, so I find out in fact that I do have an electronic time for them, or I have to do an EET, and the EET is the equivalent electric time, and that is a topic of a very long video that you can watch. But what I come down to is I deal with 65's time. This is the time that I just threw into the computer as a temporary time to get something out there. Then I went through and I double checked, or I corrected, or I did something to that, and so this note was telling me that I had to take some action on this. Okay, so I take that action and then I cross it out. And then finally I double check that I did do 83's false finish correctly, It squares with the hand times. Everything looks great. I'm confident that I gave 83 the right time, and so I cross it out. And so there, as I was doing my race, I was keeping notes of things that I was going to have to deal with at the end of the run, and just on a scratched piece of paper, and I don't care how neat it looks. And then as each one of those was dealt with at the end of the race, I crossed it out, and so now I've got a scratch sheet with just all crossouts on it, and I'm happy that I've taken care of all my notes.